one of the tier 1 junglers, and I would say he's... Joe. Excuse me?
Jin is Joe. He changed his name.
Gotcha.
So let me update this op.gg.
Alright, right away, right off the bat, we do see the Jin ban, so we will not be seeing that hit the Rift in Game 1.
I'm not surprised to see that with somebody who named theirself after a character.
Death2Dying follows right back with the Yasuo ban versus Subaru Natsuki. Lulu off the board as well. Very strong support in Lulu. Basically, you pair her with any hyper carry, and you've got a free ticket to the mid to late game. And Fiora taken out as well. Death2Dying just trying to get himself a favorable top lane matchup. So he can show off his unorthodox champion pool. Vladimir is an interesting ban. I don't know if they have some inside knowledge that the last Mohican plays it. I did not expect to see that. The Nivea ban as well, very interesting. Hopefully these teams have scouted out a little bit better than I did, because I didn't see either of these coming. Tristana first picked right away. She's honestly one of the S tier 80 carries. I think that with the exception of maybe Xayah, she has the strongest laning phase in the game.
Yeah, I think Tristana is just so absolutely ridiculous right now in the meta that...
Does give up Sejuani though.
Sejuani is a great first jungle pick. One of the, I think hands down right now, the strongest junglers, so great first rotation here by them. They did do a lot of target banning, so there's a lot of really strong meta stuff open right now, so we'll be seeing what they pick up here.
Braum as the second pick. Probably just trying to buy some time to discuss what they want to do. Braum I do not consider to be a power pick. I don't think that Logic even plays a lot of Braum. Cho'Gath, of course, very strong.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see them ban Cho'Gath, because I know that Death2Dying does not play it.
I know that Braum is a strong pick for Noah, although melee supports and tank supports are not really strong in the meta right now, so...
And there is the Rakan. Do you think that Cho'Gath will be going to the top lane, or is it possible that they flex him into the jungle?
I think they're going to wait to see the matchup that they're going to be looking into. I think Cho'Gath is a really, really slow jungler and is going to get out-pressured by Sejuani really hard. So I would expect to see it in the top lane.
There is the Lucian pick. I am expecting that to be actually Lucian in the bottom lane. It's possible that it is Lucian mid, but I know that there's a lot of priority on that pick in this game specifically, because Famous Cat plays a lot of Lucian.
So it was a pick away from Famous Cat here.
Yes. Orianna being banned was just a very team fight oriented mid laner. Lissandra as well. That's got to be a target ban, because Lissandra is way out of meta.
Yeah, and Lissandra is still really good though in like a single target assassin, but I don't think that she really... I think Lissandra is better as a counter pick than like blind picking Lissandra.
Poppy being banned as well, just continuing to close in on Death2Dying's champion pool. Jax off the field as well. Jax, I'm sure that Death can play it, but I haven't seen it happen in a long time.
I'm gonna expect an Urgot or a Yorick here out of Death2Dying then.
I would definitely expect the Urgot. It's, like I mentioned, it's a very powerful laning phase.
Yeah.
And if you accrue a large enough lead on Urgot, you can legitimately just split push the entire game. There is the Camille though. With Fiora banned, I think Camille is probably Soul's most played top lane champion, and potentially an Echo in the mid lane.
Yeah,
I think that's a good matchup into the Lucian, but
I think Echo is okay into Lucian. Lucian also obviously has enough mobility to dodge any sort of Echo stun or anything like that.
With the Braum support though, Lucian is likely going to be going into the bottom lane.
True, yeah. Most teams will save their mid as the counter pick. here, so we'll probably be expecting some sort of AP mid laner here. Yeah, Malzahar, which is really great into Echo, forcing him not to be able to use his ult. That's a really great counter pick for the mid lane.
Alright, looking down the team compositions here, I think that the bottom lane advantage is definitely going over to Courage eSports. Lucian Braum is a tried and true bottom lane combo that dishes out a lot of early pressure. I think that when it comes to team fights, though, with the long range engage from Camille and Rakan, the All-Stars are going to be able to start a fight at almost any time.
Looks like we're getting a remake here.
Unfortunate. Oh, apparently there was an issue with a trade. There was one of the players did not own the necessary champion to complete the trade path. Alright, so we'll get back into the pick ban and have them redo that lobby. The picks, once again, were for Courage eSports. They had Urgot top, Sejuani in the jungle. What was their mid lane pick?
For which side?
For Courage eSports? I know it was Echo
Malzahar.
on the other side.
Malzahar.
Okay. So with Urgot, Sedge, Malz, Lucian, and Braum, I expect that they're probably going to be picking. They're going to be playing towards a pick composition. They're going to be trying to catch people out in the jungle and get quick kills with avoiding team fights. That is something that Def's design, in particular, has shown in the past that is his favorite style of play. And if he's been coaching these guys, then it's probably something that they've been practicing a lot.
I honestly don't remember all the bans. I think there was a... Yeah, they're just gonna troll ban. That's fine.
Yeah. Pen is out of ink.
Well, now I'm just mad.
Understood.
In terms of meta power picks, the Cho'Gath and the Sejuani are definitely the highest priority, I think. The fact that those, like, neither team got both of those is very good, because I think that it would just give a huge advantage to either team to have those two super tanks. And lobbies being remade once again. Like you mentioned, though, Cho'Gath's jungle clear is not especially speedy, and I don't believe that his ganks are as strong as Sejuani's either.
Yeah,
So
Cho'Gath
it's gonna be up
is a fairly weak jungler. He needs CC in his lanes in order to actually successfully gank. So, what did we have in the top lane?
Camille.
Camille, which is okay. So Camille, once she gets level 6, she can lock somebody in place there and guarantee the Cho'Gath time to come in and actually silence and CC and even chomp down if we need to.
I definitely think that Cage is going to have an advantage in the early game jungle, though. Being able to force ganks more often and more effectively than the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, Sejuani is definitely the more effective jungler. Why are they trolling? Just pick Echo.
Running out of the clock on a remake is a little annoying, but
A little bit.
it does look like we're actually getting a double TP composition from Team All-Stars with the Teleport Echo. With Death's Design's tendency to run the Ignite, that might actually give them a double global advantage.
Yeah, I think that running Ignite here on Urgot is going to put CRG eSports at a great disadvantage. I think TP is one of the most powerful summoner spells in the game, and it's just too powerful to not have.
Absolutely. Of course, taking the Ignite over the Teleport, it double downs on the fact that your team is going to have to emphasize smart lane assignment, because it does mean that you're going to have members that if they aren't with the team, they're not going to be with the team, like, period. You know,
True.
It takes a long time. I think it takes about 15 seconds to walk from one lane to the next, and that's plenty of time for a team fight to be decided already. And then if your Urgot shows up late, maybe he can try to clean up a couple of kills, but he's probably not going to be able to show up late and still decide the course of the team fight.
Yeah, I think the issue here is that if Urgot gets behind, he won't be able to 1v1 the Camille, and then if Camille gets ahead, we'll still have the TP to be able to pressure other lanes, and CRG eSports will just fall behind in a larger macro sense. So Sejuani is really going to have to put a lot of effort and attention into this top lane to making sure 100% that Death Dine gets ahead.
Right. Once we get to the load screen here, we'll see it probably is that Thunderlords on Urgot, I believe. I know he does it on Poppy. I think he might do it on Urgot as well.
Does the Gatling gun stack Fervor on Urgot?
I'm not sure.
Are those considered auto attacks? Or I guess they are. It would still be a spell, so I feel like Fervor would probably be the better option. I guess Courage if you're going like super tanky.
Actually, Urgot does stack the Fervor. His W is called Purge, and it stacks on-hit effects, including the Fervor and damaging effects like the Blade of the Ruin King or anything like that. Only 1/3 of their damage is procced, but it does count.
Yeah, so I feel like Fervor is still probably the better option, since he can instantly stack it. And before Rageblade Urgot, here we go.
I'm expecting to see a Black Cleaver and potentially an Iceborne Gauntlet. I'm not 100% sure on what the standard Urgot build is.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty bruisery, so like Black Cleaver, Frozen Mallet, Randuins.
Do you think
Warmogs maybe?
that a Sterix Gauge would maybe be an item to get, second or third item?
So this is the patch that the Sterix Gauge has been changed,
Exactly.
and updated. It does offer a lot of tenacity now with the Lifeline proc. My only issue with Sterix Gauge is it is so expensive. And so unless you're really far ahead or you're farming really well, I think it's just too expensive. It's more expensive than a Trinity Force, so if that puts it into any perspective. It is a really great defensive item, and Urgot probably benefits the most from it, since it does increase base attack damage. But that being said, it's still really expensive, and it's more of a greedy purchase. They do have the CC, though, on the side of All-Stars to warrant buying a Tenacity item like that. But it's still, it's really expensive, especially with all the other items that Urgot is going to need before that.
Right.
We'll see.
Do we think that the Lucian is going to go for the fairly typical double crit 80 carry build, or do you expect him to do something cheesy, like maybe the Blade of the Ruin King Lucian that used to be in the meta?
I would expect to still see Black Cleaver Bork. I don't think that Cleaver or that let's see here.
I think it would be Essence Reaper if Lucian was going for that crit build. It would likely either be the Essence Reaver or the Shiv.
Yeah, I think Essence Reaper is still good on Lucian. I still think the Black Cleaver Bork build is stronger, though. Sort of the mid lane build that we still see.
Right.
His synergy with Braum is going to be more from being able to instantly proc the passive. So I think in order to... I don't think they're looking to scale early because nobody on the side of CRG eSports scales well. It'll be more the early damage from like a Black Cleaver, being able to out-item Tristana early and shut her down, because CRG eSports is going to want to end this game.
And it is, in fact, the Warlord's Bloodlust on Urgot. Other than that, things are all fairly standard. Grasp on show. 80 carries, actually. Lucian choosing to go for the Fervor, while Tristana picked up that Warlords as well. So just that demonstrates right there who's planning to play aggressive early and who's just wanting to farm it out to the late game.
True, yeah. And Lucian being one of the better 80 carries to be able to stack Fervor with the double auto attacks, which is definitely their win condition. Is if CRG eSports gets past 30 minutes, this will be a very, very difficult game for them to win.
Absolutely. I wonder if we'll see the Rakan rush the Ardent Sensor, or if he'll try and build a little bit tankier. I personally don't believe that Ardent is the best rush item on Rakan anymore, especially in team play, because it's easy to just, when he goes in for an engage, to just kill him. I mean, depending on how well the teams are playing around each other, because obviously Rakan is very mobile. You're not going to be able to just one-shot him at the early stages of the game. Urgot walking between the Camille and the Echo here, getting some early trades.
Yep, that's a little unfortunate that he got sandwiched there. But as far as Rakan goes, as a support main, and I do play a lot of Rakan, his tankiness is quote-unquote tanky by his mobility, his slipperiness to get in and out to avoid damage. So I don't think it would be wise for Rakan to build anything other than like support items. I feel like building tank items on Rakan would be more of a greedy purchase. So not necessarily having to rush Ardent Sensor anymore, but probably could look to maybe rush Moby Boots and roam a whole lot. And also, against a melee support who's not going to rush Ardent, it's probably always best to get a Sight Stone, so you're not getting out-visioned early.
Yeah, that's actually what I would expect as well, as the early Sight Stone. Looking at the level 1 buys, Noah Pinkman actually picked up the Relic Shield instead of an Ancient Coin. That will give you more sustain in lane, but it's less gold generation.
Yeah, it's you can even the gold generation. It's okay with a melee support, as long as you guarantee that every cannon that comes that you're getting that, or else you will start to fall behind in gold. Also, with the early lane pressure, they're able to push out Tristana and Rakan early. So if they can push him out, if Rakan's not in lane, he's not getting gold. So
Death's Design has already taken some wave control on the top side, is forming a big wave to push into Soul. And with that means that with fewer creeps dying for Soul, Death's Design is actually up about half a level at the moment.
yeah, looks like Soul's got that wave position.
Yeah, just now hitting level 2. Cho'Gath looking to come in for a gank. Oh, and Death's Design just went in aggressively. This might not work out well for him.
Looks like they're fighting here for Death's Design.
Yeah, oh, there's the flash from Cho. Oh, and he smites a minion.
Doesn't have a smite item yet, so wouldn't have been able
the
to
last
smite him.
Mohican almost going down for a solo kill in the mid lane. Just lots of... Oh, Death's Design going ham on Cho'Gath right now. Will he be able to... Yes, there's first blood for Urgot's Death's Design on Urgot.
Yeah, the disrespect of the Ignite there. He didn't blow the Ignite in that trade, so instantly goes back in, and Cho thought that he had it, but still got ignited and pushed down.
Was still only about one auto away from Death's Design going down there. The dangerous game, I think, actually made it look a little less close than it was.
Right, yeah. But now Death's Design has to walk all the way back. Not that he's going to be missing too much CS, since his wave was pushed in.
Right. Once he picks up this big wave that's coming back towards him, CS should be relatively even in the top side. In the middle of the map, Echo has a lot of early pressure on this Malzahar, and I expect to see a CS lead start to form there in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think with the mid laners approaching 6 pretty early here, as soon as they hit 6, I expect to see a Sejuani approaching mid and just absolutely shutting down Echo.
Malzahar is a fantastic counter pick into the Echo as well, because you cannot chrono break out of Malzahar's ultimate.
Yeah, and building anything like a QSS to get out of the suppression is just really bad itemization for Echo.
Death's Design trading in aggressively. Soul hits the stun though off the wall. Still taking a ton of damage. Will Death's Design be able to get the last auto? It looks like no. Soul hits the heal, but we've got a teleport from Echo into the top lane. And he cancels. Yeah.
Echo probably actually could have got that. Echo's flash was up. With Death's Design's flash being down, would have definitely been able to secure that kill.
More aggressive trading here in the top side. Looks like Death's Design will pick up his second kill of the game.
Yeah, unfortunate there that Death's Design got that early kill on Cho'Gath, so now similar to you know how most top lanes go, it's just going to snowball out of control unless Cho'Gath repeat ganks up there to reset this lane.
Camille teleported back into the top lane.
Had a large wave up there, didn't want to miss any of that experience or CS.
Yeah, it looks like it is about 7 creeps that he would have lost without teleporting there. With Death's Design already hitting 6, losing that much experience would be... Oh, Death's Design roaming into the mid lane, though.
Just being annoying, stopping his back.
Let's see if he runs into Cho on his way back up to the top of the map, though. Bottom lane trading very aggressively, dropping Famous Cat down to just under half HP.
Yeah, Rakan missed the grand entrance there and went behind the Braum shield, so Tristana really didn't have much to follow up on. We'll say that
Now-
vision is pretty lacking on both sides here. Not tracking either of the junglers.
Yeah,
Pretty
there's
risky
a
down
lot
there in
of
the bot lane.
trinket wards in the inventory of Courage Esports. Every single one of them has, well, almost every single one of them has the ability to place a ward at the moment.
Yeah, Braum just placed a ward here in the river brush. Has a feeling that Cho'Gath is coming around.
Now, Death's Design still has not backed to spend the gold he got from that second kill. So, while he has an advantage, he doesn't actually have the items to demonstrate that at this moment.
Splash from Lucian. Looks like they'll probably get out. Sejuani is coming in. Cho'Gath just overextending himself again and getting popped there again.
Very aggressive early jungling from Muse of Greece. He is falling behind in terms of like creeps. Of course, jungle numbers very misleading with the Raptor camp and the Krugs giving way more than the others.
True. Yeah.
But I wonder if we'll actually see either jungle pick up a experience advantage because Cage has just hit 6. If Muse doesn't hit 6 off his next camp, that means that there will be a small window for Cage to gank with an ultimate with no risk of a Cho'Gath counter gank.
Yeah, looks like Cho is going to his Raptors though, so that'll be one of the more experienced heavy camps. Probably will be close to 6 here. If not, go down and do his Krugs.
Here in the top lane, Sejuani is hanging out, potentially looking for a gank. I think that they should go ahead and just take their red buff while they wait, but they're really committing to this play.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Urgot is one of those champions who's gonna auto-shove the wave when he breaks his knee or whatever. It is a lot of splash AoE damage, so can't really control pushing the wave. And not really setting up Death's Design, not really setting up that wave and allowing Cage to come in and gank that Camille. Now Camille does have the Hextech Ultimatum, which does dodge all of the skill shots thrown, so will be a good way to outplay the Sejuani ult.
Sedge actually sneaking in for a lane gank here. There are deep wards down onto both his red and his Raptor, so I think they know.
Yeah, Sejuani really wasting a lot of time here in the top lane. His buff is up and losing out, giving...
Looking to dive here, but Death's Design was actually backing up. Definitely not on the same page there. Sejuani blows the ultimate for nothing, and Camille's not even gonna back.
Yeah, now Cho'Gath is here, and Cho'Gath is caught up because Sejuani spent so much time in the top lane up there. Looks like Cage is going to go to his red buff and potentially just pick that up now.
Of course, is doing so in vision of the enemy, and Echo is roaming into the jungle to try and pressure him off of it.
Oh,
Holy,
like
that's a lot of damage from the Echo.
A lot of damage. That proc from the Hextech Revolver is pretty brutal, and Echo's going to get out for free here.
Goes ahead and steals the red on the way out, just icing on the cake, picking up an easy kill on Cage, knowing his position for so long, and knowing that the Sejuani ultimate was down as well, just meant he could do that with 100% confidence.
Yeah, really great warding there. I don't know if that was Echo's wards that he had placed there, but really
I think
great.
it was from Cho'Gath's Green Smite.
Oh yeah, I had placed those in earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
really great warding there, allowing for that rotate. And Death's Design had just backed, so they had a lot of mid priority, allowing them to just really steal away. Now Sejuani so far behind. Cage can be
And
looking
like
to farm up.
I mentioned early, Echo building up a CS lead in the middle. He's got 34 CS over the Malzahar at this stage in the game.
Yeah, Echo has so much wave clear with just his Q. At this time, he's got enough AP to clear the wave in full with 1 Q. So gonna be looking now to shove that wave in and probably roam to other lanes.
This first Drake is an Infernal. Neither team has shown a lot of priority on it yet, but if you look at the map, you can see that Courage Esports has just dropped a bunch of wards around the Dragon Pit, so maybe we'll be seeing some plays around the Dragon soon. Cho'Gath knocking up Braum, though. Just a little bit of trade damage. Noah Pinkman's probably will pot that and heal right back up.
Yeah, Sejuani is coming. Cage is coming back down here to the bot lane. Might be looking to lane gank this lane now in the bot lane.
I think he was spotted out by that ward on the blue buff, though.
Yeah.
Urgot gets stunned under the tower. Hadn't drawn aggro yet, though.
Bot lane fighting over a pink ward now. Getting baited in.
Lucian ultimate. Oh, but there's Rakan ultimate pulling in. Sejuani whiffs the ult.
Comes the
Lots
Echo
of damage
TP.
going down. Teleport coming in from Echo, I believe.
Stopped by Malzahar.
Oh, Malzahar canceled his ult there.
Yeah, with the Q silence.
Oh, and that is going to be a kill for Echo. Man, that was some fancy footwork.
Great flash play there from Echo. Looks like we're going in on the top lane now. We do have the feast available. I think Death Design knows that.
Flash from Camille to get that auto, but Death Design flashing out. Looks like he will get... No, does not quite get hit by the stun there.
Yeah, they got Echo up here as well.
Yeah. Not even an assist for the Cho'Gath, but Death Design beginning to lose some of his pressure on the top side of the map because of the way that his other lanes are going.
Yeah, and I think this is a pretty common occurrence, you know, whenever you're playing on the solo island up there, whenever your other lanes are getting pressured. If you don't have that teleport to help your other lanes, you just have to kind of watch them suffer. So, really unfortunate that even though he's getting a lead up there, Camille's just playing back and safe, and so Soul is just going to let his team do work in the other lanes.
Right. Bottom lane getting a lot of tower damage, though. Courage Esports might be able to pick up this first brick. And they do, in fact, finalize the turret kill.
Yeah, and unfortunately
even
it was
with that,
already
though-
after.
Oh, yeah, actually, excuse me.
Mid had already
lane
gone down.
towers. I missed that somehow.
It's alright. So it looks like the first tower gold went all over. Most of it went to Echo. So Echo is now almost at a 2k lead above Malzahar. It's going to be a brutal lane for him.
Yep. A late Infernal Drake going down. Team fight starting, though. Sejuani flashing out away from the Echo. Tristana leaps forward aggressively twice now.
Great
Braum
stun,
stunned
Echo.
up, goes down. Camille coming in from behind, trying... I think they're actually just going to go ahead and dive the Lucian here.
Yep.
Should not be very hard at all.
Lucian's out of mana, doesn't have enough to use E anymore. But they decide not to anymore.
Death Design did pick up a top lane turret during all of that, but they're trading one turret for a dragon and a turret, in addition to a couple of kills.
Yeah, so they were only about 1k gold lead there before that all took place. And then they had the fight around dragon, and now it's looking at close to a 2.5 gold lead. And Courage Esports is going to have to look to get some map pressure on the map here in order to really pull this back in.
I think that if they want to start taking advantages in this game, they really have to work around the strength of Urgot. He does have a completed Black Cleaver right now. In addition to Lucian having finished the Blade of the Ruin King, which Oh, excuse me. Famous Cat actually just finishing Infinity Edge on this back, so there's not an item advantage in the bottom lane. I do think that the fact that Camille hasn't finished her Trinity Force yet, though, means that Urgot still will win trades. And that they should play around the strength of that Urgot to try and get either the Rift Herald or the mid lane turret.
Some scrapping going on here in the mid lane. It's a 3v2. They definitely don't want that fight. Looks like CRG eSports is posturing up around this Rift Herald. Maybe that's what they're going for. Not sure. The tower is already down in the top side, so sending their bot lane up there only means that they should be going for this Rift Herald.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice on lane assignment, especially with the Camille already starting up the split push on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah,
They're going to have to send Death's Design to stop that. I don't think that Malzahar should be going to the bottom lane right now, because Camille, very mobile champion, gets out very easily. Yeah, rotating the Malzahar bottom actually has given the inside track on the mid lane to All-Star's bottom lane. They're putting on a lot of tower damage with that Tristana.
Yeah, really disappointing map rotations here from CRG eSports. They don't have the teleport pressure like... looks like we got a fight going on here. Oh, the Malzahar ult locks down that Tristana, instantly popping her. Echo's gonna...
Oh, Echo ults right back in the middle of 5 people. I think he actually had a better chance of getting out without ulting there. Camille's split push, though, is almost certainly going to be knocking down this bottom tier 2. CRG eSports will pick up the Rift Herald in exchange, along with 2 kills.
Yeah, looks like Malzahar is going to be headed mid, hopefully to get that mid priority, and they should just drop this Rift Herald immediately.
Death's Design actually rotating down fast enough to save the tower.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate they were fighting in the middle, right there around the Baron pit. Tristana just was a little bit too far forward and got caught out by that Malzahar ult.
That Echo, though, just continues to get bigger and bigger. 5-1-1 with a 60 CS lead. I think that this Echo is going to be running all over the map.
Oh!
And the Flash Feast from Muse of Greece.
Really great play, flashing over the Braum Q. Getting that nice nom-nom. Now, they are trying to do Baron here, but they don't have the Feast available.
Well, with Sejuani and Death's Design both in the base, Malzahar does spot it out now with that ward, but it's going down very quickly.
They do still have the Camille TP available. Here
Camille
comes Camille.
TP's now. And there is the Baron down. Malzahar actually getting caught out by the Echo here. Illusion dashes away. Urgot going in, 1v5. Lucian still positioning very aggressively, gets leaped on by the Tristana. And that, one by one, members of CRG eSports just funneling into that Baron pit to die. Baron had already gone down, and I think that they're going to get an inhibitor off of this.
Yeah, they're going to get the inhib here, and I also do have the bot wave pushing in towards this tower, so they'll probably rotate down there. If not, look to take some Nexus turrets here.
Yep, looks like they are going to send someone back to answer, actually Echo teleporting to answer the top side wave. But with that inhibitor down, they've just opened up a ton of pressure. Second Infernal Drake is spawning in about 15 seconds. And they can split push with members in the top side of the map with the Baron. Go ahead and knock down those outer turrets from CRG eSports. While still, I think that in a 4v5, they can pressure CRG eSports enough to secure the Drake and get out without fighting.
Yeah, I feel like this is the problem that we were talking about when the game first started that we were going to run into, is that if CRG eSports didn't end this game by 30 minutes with a lead, they would be having they'd be riding the struggle bus pretty hard. And now it's to a 8k gold lead, and their team gets outskilled very, very hard.
And you're already starting to see a little bit of that with the Infinity. Oh, well, here's a big fight breaking out.
Charming people in the back. Malzahar Holt goes out. And just absolutely cleaning them up with that huge, massive gold lead that they had.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on there. Does look like it's going to be the ace for Team All-Star. They should just end the game off this.
Yeah, they've already got minions in the base, the super minions. They don't have anybody on the side of CRG eSports that can clear super minions. So
and it's still the Baron buff even. So 23 minutes in, very decisive game from Team All-Stars.
Yep, GG's.
Yeah. Just you know, they picked for winning lanes in the mid and the bottom. I think that actually bottom lane was kind of a toss-up, could have gone either way. It was very close for most of the game, but once it got to those team fights, Tristana just went hog wild, ending the game 5-1-6. That's just a very impressive showing from the famous cat.
Let's look at the damage graphs here. Yeah, the Echo just absolutely massive on that damage. Unfortunately, you know, Lucian being a really weak AD carry right now, better in the mid lane where he can, you know, have that short lane mobility. Lucian just not really showing up with the damage there, getting behind in every lane except for top lane. You know, top lane was sort of even, and